What do we do to love when everything's said and done? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love when everything's said and done?
Last you left us. Are you guys in there? We miss you. On tonight's adventures, the Herricks hit California. Is this too close? I'm the pool guy. Damn it, I'm the pool guy, not a... After 12 long days in Las Vegas, the Herricks head to California. By the time we had gotten to Vegas, we had probably put 4,000 or 5,000 miles on the old bird, and Ray and Bray needed a wash, and Leisha was obsessed with it.
No, it's just I really wanted our rig clean. We're leaving Vegas today, but before we do, there's a truck wash right across the street from the campground. So we are doing our very first truck wash ever today. The people who would come to your site were really expensive.
So we found a truck wash right across the street on our way out of Las Vegas, and we pulled in, and it was $50 for the camper and $20 for the truck. Mm-hmm. So we thought it was a pretty good deal because the places that were coming on site were about $250 or $300. On the way out of Las Vegas, we decided to stop and have some lunch. We found a nice little place, Houston's Hot Chicken.
And it was delicious.
It was really funny because when Leisha was in there, we literally pulled through a parking lot and did some maneuvering. And when Leisha goes in, they were all very interested in what we were doing, why we were doing it, how we were doing it.
We got the whole "you're living our dream" speech.
Hashtag Guy Fieri sucks. Hashtag Guy Fieri can eat a dick. Hashtag Guy Fieri can lose his job.
About to cross a new state off of our list. Are you ready for it?
Going back to Cali.
He just aged himself there.
I don't think so.
And we started with the California Welcome Center. See this? Okay, I want you to see where we are. Okay? We're going right here next. Yep. That's Joshua Tree. And then look, we're going to go here. And this is where Jen and Brad are coming. And then
as we left the California Welcome Center, we headed back a couple exits to the Mojave National Preserve. And the road was horrible. Terrible.
What's the GPS telling us?
Do not go here. You don't belong. No for rent.
She said make a right on a non-paved road.
Get
Make
the
a
hell out of
U-turn.
here. We have been driving for 15 miles with Joshua trees on the left, Joshua trees on the right, Joshua trees on the left, and Joshua trees on the right. So bad that I felt sick. The cat was getting sick.
She did so great all the way from Ohio through Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and then in Nevada, and then we're into California, and we hit the worst roads that we have hit thus far. Here, the roads from Vegas to Joshua Tree suck. And our cat has gotten sick a couple times in her cage. never done that before, but we keep hitting these dips. Here's one. And a cattle, what's it called?
Cattle gate.
Cattle gate. I would have said cattle cage. A cattle gate so that cows won't walk over it, because out west here, cows just walk their streets. It's called an open range.
But back to the cattle gate. Is that the cattle gate of customs?
Cattle gate of customs.
Oh.
I knew we'd have a joke for you guys. You're welcome. Basically, you would be just kind of steady, and then it would dip. And then dip and dip, and it was so consistent for like over probably an hour or two.
As the cat is throwing up and it starts to smell in the truck. Horrible.
And I'm like,
why are you doing that?
we said we'd share.
We said share, not scare.
We said we'd share the good, the bad, and the ugly. We had our first official disaster with the cat. We gotta pull over.
Where do you want me to pull over at?
Oh my god. The cat has pooped inside of her carrier because she's probably car sick. And we are in the middle of nowhere and cannot pull over. And I'm like, pull over. Pull this thing over.
And we're on a 1-lane road.
There's nowhere to pull over with our size.
You wouldn't be able to pull over with a truck,
No.
much less a camper. So we find a little pull off. Little do we know that I had to pull off a Houdini stunt to get her back out of there.
Because it was only in, you couldn't then pull out the other direction.
There was no turning around. In the process, we believe Leisha lost her newly given
diamond earrings. Just one, but yeah, when we got home, I only had one, and based on video and stuff, it appears it may have been when I jumped out to clean out the mess of the cage that Chloe was inside of.
After that fiasco and backing out and showing off some driving skills, we drove for another couple hours and finally arrived at Twentynine Palms RV Resort.
We're going in here to the office. They're closed, so we look for a drop box, which I don't see. Maybe in here? Aha. And we look for our name right here. Herrig. Please sign and return in night drop. So I'm gonna fill this out and put it in their drop box. Then we scope out our map and figure out exactly where we need to go. Right now I can't show you this, but I'm getting ready to call Dave and direct him into our spot. We got parked and everything, and we jumped inside the camper only to find a lot of mess. We told you we'd share good, bad, and ugly, and this trip just seems to be the best example of it. So we bungee Easton's stuff up here, and it looks like the bungee did not hold. So we have a giant disaster. We also found a piece of trim, but we cannot locate where the trim has fallen. Our button here on the stove falls off on every trip, so it's just basically a let's find it and put it back on every time. And then the worst of our disaster so far is we can't get this sofa slide, my office slide, open. It will not work when I try, so Dave's working on it. Tell me when to stop. Stopping there again. It's pretty common that when you're driving, towing your house down the road, that you're going to have some things that get bumped around or messed up, broken maybe. But this time it was a nice big mess and expected given the drive. All right, so Dave got our slide fixed. Hopefully it works when we go to put it in on Sunday. And Easton's room is cleaned up. Well, it was. Now he's up there playing. That's fine. It's almost 10 p.m. and Dave just ran out to get some food for us because there are no grocery stores anywhere near us. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere out here in Twentynine Palms. So we're gonna eat dinner and then we are gonna go to sleep and we will see you tomorrow.
Good morning! Welcome to the Herrick household, where we get ready in the morning at noon 30.
We did sleep in today.
A special guest co-host. Welcome, Easton.
Wave to him. Say hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Say hi.
He likes to stand behind the camera and make faces at us. By the time we got set up, got all the water, heater, sewer, everything's ready to roll, we haven't eaten. So, armed with the address and the name of the place, Dave puts in his Google map, and off he heads to Carl's Jr. Turns out Carl's Jr. is on a military base. The largest training area military base in the U.S. is there in Twentynine Palms. And they did not want me on their base to get Carl's Jr. Turns out Twentynine Palms has a military base where if you pull up, they will point automatic weapons at you. You pull up and they say, do you have an ID? And I say, I do. And they say, not for here. And they say, get out of here.
Okay, well, let's put some context to this. So we looked up food that was open at 10 p.m. and the only thing we found close enough was a Carl's Jr. So Dave put Carl's Jr. in his GPS, but it was the Carl's Jr. that was on the military base. So Dave was trying to get on the military base.
You don't work here, sir. You're going to have to leave.
And what'd the guy say?
He said, are you specifically looking for Carl Jr.'s? And I said, no, just looking for food and don't know where I'm at. And so he directed us to
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box that was off the base.
And it was awful.
It was terrible.
We don't like Jack in the Box. Saturday morning, we got up and had some breakfast, and then we headed to Joshua Tree National Park. And that was the only reason that we were coming to Twentynine Palms. It was a good halfway point between Las Vegas and San Diego.
Inside the national park, as we usually do, we drive around, get our bearings, and look for animals, because me and Easton like to see animals. And as we're driving around, we like to find areas that look cool, and then we'll get out and do a little exploring, a little rock climbing, a little rock throwing, right?
A little hide and seek.
Yeah. What else do we do? Throw sticks. To have walking sticks.
We kill insects.
We make sure there's no snakes everywhere.
Yes. We check for snakes. Joshua Tree was really pretty. It wasn't as much of what we were hoping for or expecting. It kind of, I won't say it let us down, maybe.
The worst national park in the nation. It was a bunch of the same tree over and over and over again.
It's Joshua
Nothing
Tree.
special, nothing.
There was some very pretty rock formations and stuff, though. We took a lot of video and pictures.
Dad
climbed a lot.
Daddy climbed a lot.
Yeah.
I can't believe people recommend that you have to see this because I don't get it. I've seen so many better things. Every casino in Vegas was better than this place.
I think that if you vacation in Palm Springs, you should go because it's not far from Palm Springs. It's a national park and it's pretty cool. When we left Joshua Tree National Park, we promised Easton we would find a playground, and we did pretty close by. So we went to the playground and we let him jump around. What do you think you did on the playground?
Went down the slide.
Went down the slide. What else?
Swung.
Yeah.
Ride some swings.
Swing on some swings. Probably climbed a rock wall.
Yeah.
There's so many better things that we should be preserving than that place. After we were done, we got home, we grilled out, and we packed her in for the day because we would be leaving early the next morning on our way to sunny San Diego.
And we were super excited to be headed to San Diego. We had a feeling it would be somewhere we would really enjoy, and our friends were flying into town just a couple of days after we got to San Diego.
What's that day?
The Bergers.
Jim and Brad. It's Sunday. We are headed to San Diego for a month. We're in Twentynine Palms, California, about 10 minutes to the visitor center for Joshua Tree. The kid and the cat are in the truck with air conditioning on. Dave is finishing some last things before we pull off. So this is a short video. You're welcome. So subscribe, hit the like button, and come hang with the Herrigs, right? Because we came.
We saw.
We opened.
Out in the unknown, story took its toll. Thought I would've grown off the beaten track to become a better man, sinking in the sand. Oh, we don't need the past in our lives for tomorrow. Never see the end of the night filled with sorrow. What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love when everything's said and done? What do we do to love? What do we do to love? What do we do to love when everything's said and done? What do we do to love?